everyone, it's Stamp Ventures with Shauna. Welcome to my Tuesday tutorial. Oh, I think I forgot to turn the sound off on my iPad. I'm getting all kinds of notifications. Where is that little button? Oh my goodness. It's around here somewhere. I think I've got the sound turned down now. Anyways, okay. And I'm going to link up to the iPad so that if there are some comments or questions coming through, I will hopefully be able to see them. Hope everybody is having a good Tuesday. It is December 8th here, so it's 9 p.m. Saskatchewan time. If that's the current time for you, you're catching this video live, and if it's after that, then you're catching the replay either on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. I do usually save most of my videos to my YouTube channel. It's my Stamp Ventures with Shauna YouTube channel. So sometimes you can catch saved videos there, earlier videos that you may have missed and to want to catch up on. Well, hello Sue. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for hopping on. I'm going to be sharing a packaging idea here shortly. Just make sure I've got everything ready to go here. Yeah, I think that's kind of sort of got it. I usually start out with a weather word, and I never even gave it a thought as I was getting ready tonight here, but it would have to be stunning. We just had such a beautiful day, not in terms of sun, because it was actually cloudy all day, but the temperature was so mild. And maybe mild is the word I should be going with instead. It got up to like 6 degrees above freezing, and I was able to go out for a walk today down in our river valley. Oh, it just was so good for the soul. So I hope that some of you have been able to grab some fresh air on these nice days that we've been having, and yeah, it sure has helped when we haven't been able to go out and visit too much with other people right now. That fresh air has yeah, it's just been good for the heart. Now, just before I get to the project, I was going to mention a few things. It was a really busy day today. Our year-end closeout started, and I don't have the list near me, but there are a whole bunch of things, a whack of things that are retiring from this holiday mini catalog. I'd say at least 85% of the catalog is retiring, and quite a few of the items that are retiring are also on sale, up to 50% off. There are some really, really good specials. The snowflake embossing folder is half price. I ordered one for somebody at around, I don't know, it's around 11 o'clock this morning, and it was still available then. I don't know if it's available now. It depends on what they had left for stock, but yeah, prices that can't be beat, and really, really popular items like the Balmy Blue Glimmer paper and other beautiful Christmas products. So make sure you go back in my Facebook feed and look for the list of all the things that are on sale and are discontinuing, because it's definitely worth a check. The early ordering option for the Curvy Keepsake bundle is still on. I think the dies for those might be back ordered right now, but hopefully there will be more coming. Interestingly enough, Stampin' Up! Had a ship coming over from Asia with a large amount of dies, and the ship was it encountered some bad weather and had some issues and some problems, and it had to go to a different port, probably a closer port than where it was supposed to dock. And so those dies that were on that ship they've been stuck at that port because that's not where Stampin' Up! Had the shipping set up to ship from the port to Utah, where they're where their facility is located that houses all their product, and so they've had to try to find someone to do that shipping for them. And at this time of year with Christmas and just having finished Black Friday and all those things, it was really tough for them to do that. But they think they've got it lined up, and hopefully by this Friday those dyes will be coming. And a lot of those dyes are the dyes from our new spring mini catalog. I know it's really officially the January through June mini catalog, but it's so easy just to say spring. And so yeah, once those dyes arrive, we're going to be able to, as demonstrators, pre-order from the selection of brand new dyes. We can already order the stamps. And if you're thinking you'd like to be able to shop early from the spring catalog, you can keep in mind that if you order the starter kit, you'll be able to do that. So just something to keep in the back of your mind. Also, the other thing, I had somebody contact me just yesterday. They're a demonstrator in the area, but it's not somebody that I've met in person. I don't really know them all that well. And they asked me if demonstrators get their discount on top of the items, the sale prices, the items that are on sale. And absolutely, we do get our discount on top of the sales. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If you're looking to save some money on your crafting products, you might want to consider the starter kit. It is always the best deal. Oh, just looking at the messages here, and Sue, you forgot to add the snowflake. I'm assuming you meant the snowflake embossing folder. I see that you said you forgot it. Yeah, that was a nice one. Just thought of something too, Sue. I added an extra package of that plush point set of paper onto my order. I didn't know if you were going to be able to nab some or not, because it had said the inventory was getting low. So you and I should chat later if you decide you need some. And if you don't need it, that's fine too, but I just did grab an extra package. Okay, so I think I'm ready to turn the camera down and get started with the packaging that I'm going to show you. I'll get my iPad turned around so that I'll still be able to see comments. And just turn your eyes away for a moment if you don't like this feeling of the camera moving. Let's see if I can get this loosened first. Oh my goodness, I did this up really, really tight. Holy smokes. Okay, this is going to call for 2 hands to loosen this. Either that or I'm going to have to call for my husband's help here. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I got it loosened. Can you tell? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're down. Oh, down, but kind of a little cockeyed. Not all that centered that well. Okay. Let's see here. Gonna adjust the lighting a little bit. Adjust my base. I think you can see most of it. And I'm gonna plug in my earbuds and microphone. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Hope you can hear me now that I'm hooked up to the system here. Oh, and yeah, we'll be in touch, Sue. No rush on that. I just thought since it was available, it's such nice paper that I'd grab a package. And actually, at the end of tonight's project, I'll show the people who are watching something that I made with that plush poinsettia specialty paper. Yeah, it's just a neat little packaging idea that I thought some of the viewers might like to see. So I don't know if this really applies to, well, it does. It applies to Christmas. You're bringing friends? Yes, we're Christmas lights. When one of us goes out, we all go out. Doesn't work so much. It's not as funny with coronavirus happening right now and have us all having to stay home. We're really not supposed to go all out, but the lights still do it. The lights don't acknowledge that there is weirdness going on in the world. In fact, I saw a friend the other day who had a picture of her living room floor, and there were all these cut up little pieces of wire, and I couldn't really figure out what was going on. And then I read the caption for her Facebook post, and basically there were so many lights out on her pre-lit Christmas tree that she just cut all the wires and lighting out of the tree totally and went out and bought new lighting for it. So, but it was a lot of work. There were a lot of wires that she had to cut out of her tree. This is another funny, and it just makes me giggle. I hope you enjoy it, but it's a little blurry. I didn't do a very good job when I enlarged it, when I went to print it off, the resolution wasn't very good for my computer. Here's Santa, and he's saying to Mrs. Claus, "Stop avoiding me. I know when you are sleeping. I know when you're awake." Yeah, and then all of a sudden now we've all got that little song going through our head. You know that you've been bad or good. He knows that you've been bad or good. Yeah, I thought that one was pretty cute. Hello to a few more of you who have hopped on. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to get started with my packaging idea. And some of you, I know this is not new to you, but sometimes we forget about these ideas from the past. And so I thought I'm going to bring this one out again because it's really handy and it's super quick. And with the way things are going this year, sometimes you might just need a little something to put in someone's mailbox. For example, earlier this evening, I got a text from a friend and she said, "Check your mailbox." And so I'm like, oh, okay. And sure enough, there's a little note in there and a little goodie that she had left. And I just thought, we need to be doing more of that, especially this year. I mean, it's always good to do it no matter what time of year or, what's happening for Christmas, but this year in particular. So I thought, this is a good little package to share with you, and maybe it will help you out too with some of your gift giving ideas that you need. So I'm starting with a 12 by 12 piece of paper. You can do this with different sizes of squares, but for what I want to put in it, I'm going to use the 12 by 12 to start with. So basically, what you do is you take and you fold it in half diagonally. I'm making it so the more colorful side is going to be on the outside. You can easily switch it around and fold it the other direction if you want to. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my ruler and I'm going to measure 5 inches from one corner and mark that diagonal folded line, and 5 inches from the other corner, and same thing, mark along the folded line. You can change the marking here to make it maybe a 1/2 inch wider or a 1/2 inch narrower for your packaging, depending on what you want to put into it. I think this is going to work for what I'm going to show you tonight, but just know that it can be adjusted one way or another depending on what gift you're putting inside it. Now, I'm going to take and put like my fingertip right at that point where I've created that mark. And I want to fold along, I want to fold in a line that is parallel to this diagonal. Now, to help me do that, basically, once I've hold my finger on that point and I get it started, I'm just going to kind of crease that point. So that's naturally where the paper's going to bend. And then I'll hold it on the outside and I'm going to line up this point with that diagonal crease that I've created. And then I can go ahead and just fold. And this works really well with our regular designer paper. If you're using some of the specialty paper that might be a bit heavier, then you might need to grab a bone folder, or you might be able to do a little bit of scoring so that your paper doesn't crackle when you're trying to fold it. Okay, same thing on the other side. I'm just going to put my finger where that 5-inch mark is. Did I say 5-inch? Yeah, I think that's what I did. Yeah, 5-inch. Just had a moment there, a worried moment that I said maybe I had done 5.5, but okay. And get that fold started and hold it out down here. And now I'm just going to shift so that the point of my paper is going to line up with the score line. There we go. And now basically this is the gist of the packaging. I know it's that simple, but again, this is when you're really in a hurry and you need a quick gift, and I've got a few ideas of things that you can put inside it. Now, you can fill it so that the items are in here and it's closed up and it's a bit of a surprise. Or the other option is you can fold it the other way so that, and you tie it or tie it together or glue it together here at the top, and then you have these pockets on the outside. So those are a couple options. I'm going to do it so that the pockets are going on the inside and there's a little bit more of a surprise to it. The other thing that you could do, if it's important to you, you could put a little bit of glue along there, and that would keep the folded packaging in place. But you don't really have to. Again, this is something in a hurry, and it's quick just to work with it like this. Now, about a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, I was involved with an event with Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and I polled them and I said, what's one of the things that you've made with Stampin' Up! Materials that you've given people for Christmas? And by far and away, one of the answers that came up and was most common was cards, note cards and envelopes. Things that people enjoy receiving that are handmade and that they can use. So I made sure that my pockets were big enough that I could fit in our medium-sized envelopes. They're not just the note card size. There are regular medium-sized envelopes and a couple of cards. And you'll notice the paper that I used for the pouch for tonight, that was the Poinsettia Place paper. And the cards that I'm putting in here are the poinsettia cards that feature the Poinsettia Place paper. Now, you might not necessarily put Christmas cards in there unless you know it's somebody like maybe who lives, I don't know, in a care home or something that they can't get out, and so they might like to give some little Christmas cards to their friends in the facility. Now, I don't know what the rules are surrounding giving gifts and giving items to care homes. I don't know how much is allowed to pass between the outside and the inside world kind of thing. But yeah, the cards are an idea for someone anyways, and they wouldn't necessarily have to be Christmas cards. They could just be handy note cards for any time of year. I just had to pull this out because I pushed my envelope in so far it was getting caught in the fold at the bottom there. There we go. Okay, so then, yeah, that folds up really nicely. It gets a little bit thicker once you've put the cards and envelopes in. And my suggestion now, I had hoped to grab a hole punch, and I forgot to do that. I'm looking to see if I can see it in my basket. Sometimes it's not as easy to find things as I'd like them to be. Okay, it's not in that basket. So we're going to go to plan B. I'm going to grab a punch from over in the other direction. Just 2 seconds. A number of years ago, Stampin' Up! Had a little punch, a little circle punch like this. And I'm going to grab this one because it will work. It's maybe a little bit bigger than I want, but I want to put holes to be able to tie my package up together. So, you know, it might be a good idea to, let's see, to use a ruler and kind of sort of space the holes apart in a, oh, that doesn't look very good. I'm thinking, okay, so a 1/2 inch from that end and a 1/2 inch from that end, something like that. Maybe it would be just as good if I eyeballed it. Okay, here we go. That's the 3D part of tonight's video. Yeah, you wouldn't want your holes quite that big, but in a pinch, you do what you have to. All right, and I've got some of our real red ribbon. This is our sheer red ribbon, and I think this is the ribbon that's going into the vault. So it's not going to be orderable after December, or if they run out of supplies, but then they have got an agreement, I guess, with their manufacturer that they will be getting more of it for next year's holiday mini catalog. The other thing that I was thinking that you maybe could do with these packages is that you could fold it down. If you don't like it with the point at the top, it kind of looks like an envelope flap in a way. You could fold the flaps out to have a little bit of contrast for the other side of the paper, or you could fold them in. The other thing too is if you're punching through the folded layers, which would be 4 layers instead of 2, that also reinforces the top where you're running the ribbon through and just makes it that much stronger. So I made sure I used lots of ribbon so that I'm going to be able to get a bow out of this. And okay, there we go. There's one idea for the packaging. In a bit, I'm going to show you a really fancy and dolled up tag to go on here. But I'm going to make another package again, and just for those who just joined in, you'll be able to see how quickly this went together. And I'm going to show you something else that you might be able to fit into packages like this too. This is so pretty. This is our Snowflake Splendor paper, and this paper is retiring, and it's on a little bit of a sale too. So I haven't checked lately to see if any of it is still available, but it's lovely paper to work with. So there we go. I've done the same thing as before. I've folded this in half and created a diagonal crease. And then I'll grab my ruler and mark, 5 inches from that end and 5 inches from the other end. And now I'm going to crease that to fold on that mark and line up the point with the diagonal line that I created. Okay, and again, crease, shift the point to line up. Okay, and there we go. Now, a couple more ideas of things that will fit in here. Some of you heard me mention earlier that a friend of mine had said, oh, check your mailbox. There's something in there for you. And there's a little note. And the other thing that was in there was a lovely little set of Christmas napkins. And I thought this is really such a nice idea because this is something that even if there are only 2 or 3 or 4 of us here for Christmas, even if it's not a big gathering, still when we sit down to have our Christmas breakfast or our Christmas dinner, or maybe sit down for a Christmas coffee or hot chocolate, when you have that special decorative napkin, that just makes it just feel more like a special time of year. So I thought that was such a nice idea. And she had it tied up so nicely with a ribbon. But then I'm like, gee, I wonder if I could fit this in my package. And yeah, you can. Now it does make it a little bit thicker, but it still works. And I mean, this one is, as you can see, it's a little bit thick too, but the paper just the paper kind of rolls nicely around it. And then so on the other side, I'm like, okay, I maybe don't want to put something quite as wide. Well, maybe you could put something wide because this does lift the paper up quite a bit under the fold there. But I looked around and I found a gift card, and this is a really good size to put a gift card in. And if you wanted, you could put a gift card in each pocket of the package. And then I was thinking, well, sometimes you want to add a little something just besides a gift card. I have some of these Nescafe sweet and creamy. They're sort of a coffee drink. I don't know, they're sort of like an instant latte kind of thing. And they call it an instant coffee mix. So you could slide something like that in there. And you always can put a candy cane. And I decided when I was doing the candy cane, I think I want to make it so that, okay, something's caught under there. It's not folding right. There it is. It's the gift card. And make it so that my candy cane is popping out the side. And then again, you can take a hole punch a couple of holes, tie a nice big bow, add a tag. Oh goodness, I'm just looking at my video and it looks like, well, maybe it's still going. Someone give me a thumbs up if I'm still coming up on your screen, because I was frozen on my iPad. Something was going on with my iPad. I'm hoping that I'm still there in some form or another. Oh, thank you, Sue. I'm glad that you like the ideas. Yeah, so these are things that you can grab most of these things at the grocery store. They, have some Christmas napkins there. They have little coffee mixes, and they have whole display racks of gift cards and things like that. So going back to, oh, good. Thank you for that, those thumbs up. I'm glad I'm still there in some form. Yeah, my iPad had frozen. So a gift tag to go with this. I made these, they're like a glorified gift tag, and I made these with my club ladies for our club Christmas party. And this would look so nice, just tied on as a special tag. And the way that I created these is we cut 2 of our nested labels dies, a larger one and a smaller one, and there's that plush point set of paper that Sue and I were talking about earlier in the video. And before I glued the 2 pieces together, I used this label die here. I think it's maybe called the modern label. And I punched here and I punched here. And then I glued at the top and the bottom and a bit of tear-in tape, the really strong double-sided tape on either side. But I left it unglued in the middle so that I could put a candy cane in there and a little tag to write to and from. And one of our little jingle bells. Here, I'll see There. Hopefully you can hear my little jingle bell. Hopefully that wasn't too annoying. Right now, our jingle bells, I think they're 50% off. And you get like, I don't know, 24 of them in a package. So I did the math, and it comes to like 17 cents per jingle bell. Yeah, 24 in a package. And they come in red and green and gold. So that makes a lovely glorified tag that you could put onto your Christmas packaging. And you could also hang these on the tree, and Christmas morning when everybody's having their coffee and hot chocolate, they can pick their candy cane off the tree, or you could put them around at everybody's place at the table for dinner, and that could be their special little table gift when they come for dinner. So a few things that you can do with those. Now, if you're wondering, the classic label punch. Thank you, Sue. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I start getting all those names mixed up. I just know it's that one with the little points at the end. Thank you. The idea for this tag, if you're wondering where that came from, I actually got it from our holiday mini catalog. I was looking through it a month or two ago, and I was specifically looking at the packaging ideas. And no, this is not the page where the packaging idea was. There was something else here. I was admiring these cute little houses that they have holding candy, peppermints, chocolates, or whatever. They created those using the little house dies from the Home Together here. But then I kept looking, okay, what other packaging ideas are in here? And this one on page 42 caught my eye. And you can see that's where they've used that classic label punch at the top and the bottom. And for the top layer, they used designer paper, and the bottom layer is just cardstock. So that's where I got the initial idea. And then I just converted it to the different kinds of papers and just did a little bit of different decorating with it. There is another little packaging idea that's in here. And again, I don't think I would have noticed it if I hadn't been specifically looking for packaging ideas. They hide these gems in our catalog. And if you go on the hunt, sometimes you find them. Because this one is in with the Halloween things. My iPad looks like it's, Sue, thank you. I'm glad that you like my way. This was one of the ideas that got me really excited this year. Like sometimes, you come up with an idea that's a little bit of a different take on something, but this one I was really proud of. But this other idea on the page 52 with the Halloween suite, the Magic in the Night suite, it shows these little guys. They're like little lip balms, and they're cut. There's a tag that's cut out, and a little part of the cardstock, because I think that's what it is. It's just been cardstock that's embossed with a spider web embossing folder that's lifted up to tuck something under. So I tried those as well. I didn't take this idea quite as far, but it was this similar idea that I was giving a go with. So again, here I used the nested labels dies, and I turned my dies sideways. Trying to think, how did I do this? Did I do the embossing first, or did I cut it with the trimmer first? I might have done the cutting with the trimmer first. But basically you lift up your trimmer blade and you set it down here and you cut to here. So sort of just inside one edge and just inside the other edge. And then you move it over like, I think that might be 1/4 of an inch. I'll let you know. Yep, 1/4 of an inch. You just move your label die one way or another 1/4 inch, and you do another slit. And then the same thing on the other end. Slit and slit 1/4 inches apart. And then you kind of have to fold it one way and fold it the other way. I found out that this particular package would hold 2 of the Starbucks instant coffees pretty nicely. And if you want to do more decorating, just like I kind of did decorating with this one, you can kind of get some ideas from what they've done here. They've used this netted, to look at the name, metallic mesh ribbon. It's like a ribbon that's kind of got a netting mesh. And then they've got these really neat little spiders, but you could do whatever ribbon that you've got on hand and attach one of those jingle bells. Like I said, the ones that were 17 cents. The other thing is I did find some of these little Avon lip balms. And if you're looking for an Avon rep, I know a really good one here in Moose Jaw. And every once in a while, they'll put their lip balms on like a super sale where they're, I don't know, $1.25 or something, like a really good price. I don't know if that, yeah. So that's another way to fancy up something as simple as a lip balm and super easy to throw into a mailbox and surprise someone at this time of year. Okay, so the last thing that I was going to show you is, I should mention one more thing about this guy. After I ran it through that snowflake embossing folder, that's now half price, I took a sponge, dabbed a little bit of the white craft ink on it, and I gently sponged over the snowflakes, and that made those snowflakes just pop up a little bit more and gives it a bit of a wintry look. Okay, now at the beginning I had started these 2 packages with 12-inch pieces of paper, but here I've got one that's a 6-inch piece, and I'll quickly show you how this same idea works with the smaller piece of paper, and 2 quick things that can fit into this and might help you to solve some of those last minute gift giving ideas. Now, I did not measure ahead of time to see how far in I should fold the corners, but I know I'm going to put a gift card in here, so I'll just have to make sure that, let's see, 3 inches. How about we do 2 3/4? Wait a second. Let's see. I want this to fit into, yeah, I think what the heck? I'll say 2.5. 2.5 or 2 3/4. I'll make the mistake, and then when you go to do it, hopefully you'll get the width that works right for whatever your little presents are. Okay, so fold from the corner in at that point and match up the point of the paper with the diagonal fold line. Same thing, fold from that point, match up the corner. There we go. And this one, what the heck, I'm going to fold it the opposite way out, and there you've got a stash tee and a gift card. And again, you can tie up a pretty ribbon, you can add a tag if you like, and you're good to go. I'm wondering if I made this so wide. Look at that. I made it so wide. I like that. Now I know that gift card is not going to fall out. So if you do it to 2.5 inches, you can actually turn the gift card the wide way, and it'll be safer and it won't fall out. Look at safer for the tee too. Okay, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed my super quick packaging ideas. It's always good to have something up your sleeve for these last minute people that you want to be able to give something to. And like I said, it might be even somebody that you don't necessarily or haven't necessarily been giving a gift to other Christmases, but just because the way things are so weird this year,
It's nice to surprise somebody and slip something into their mailbox for them. So if there's anything that I can help you with from our Christmas catalog or from the annual catalog, give me a shout. I'm here in Canada and would love to help you out. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to stop by and see what I have to share with you. Take care, everyone, and bye for now.